Croeso pawb to the Gamescom and Games Under £20 PSN sales. It's been a while, so it's good to see you guys again. I hope you haven't missed me too much. I doubt it very much. Anyway, there's some new sales out, and I've looked through them and I found some really cool games that are on really big discounts as well. So if you like the idea of finding cool new games to play and saving a lot of money along the way, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe. You're welcome here anytime. Okay, this sale ends on the 27th of August, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up is Black Hole Complete Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 8 years old, and it's on at least an 85% discount for the price of £1.94 or £1.29 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty great deal, as this edition includes 3 DLCs, the Testing Lab, Secret of the Entity, and the Challenge Vault as well, so you're getting the complete version of the game with everything included, which is really good at such a low price. In this hardcore puzzle platformer, your crew and ship have been sucked through a black hole and crash landed on an unknown location, and it's up to you to fix the ship, save your crewmates, and close the black hole, becoming the hero of planet Earth. And the game mainly features gravity-based puzzles, which is a really cool idea. It's been done before a couple of times, but it's a great mechanic for puzzle games, so it's good to see another one. Now, I'm a big fan of puzzle platformers in general, and this one seems really well received. Generally, people seem to have liked it when they've played it, and this seems like a pretty cool sci-fi game with an interesting location and varied areas as well. For a game this cheap, I think it looks really good. It's definitely punching above its weight. So if you're a fan of puzzle platformers and you like the idea of this one, then why not check it out? I think it's a really cool game at a really low price, so why not take a look? And hey, if you've never played a puzzle platform before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good game for a really low price, with a load of extra content included, which is great. There's so many puzzle platforms around though, that basically I'd say pick the one that you like the look of the most. They're very varied, they've got different themes and stories, so whichever one speaks to you, pick up that one. So if you really like sci-fi and you like the look of this one, then definitely check it out. But if not, there'll be plenty more for you to choose from in future videos instead. I was really intrigued by the next game, Eternal Threads. It was released in 2024, so it's 1 year old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. Now this game's PS5 only, so if you don't have a PS5, you won't be able to play it. In this story-driven puzzle game, you are tasked with fixing the corruption in the timeline by navigating through 7 days from history leading up to a house fire, where you must make changes, altering the timeline to save everyone involved. It features multiple endings for each person as well, so it promises to be very complicated, with little or big changes you make in the timeline affecting one, all, or just a few of the people involved. And each person can end up in a variety of different situations at the end. So if it lives up to the promises, it should be a really cool game. I think you can tell why I'm intrigued by it. I love puzzle games and story-driven stuff as well, and this just seems like a really cool game well implemented. The user reviews seem to really love it and really praise it, so I think it does hold up to its hype a bit, which is really cool. So if you like the idea of traveling through time, messing with the timeline, making small minute changes, big sweeping changes, and seeing what the outcome is, then I think you'll really enjoy this game, especially if you're a fan of puzzles or story-driven games. I think you'll absolutely love it. I'm surprised I haven't heard more about it. I think it's a diamond in the rough. So if you're as intrigued as I am, definitely check it out. I think if people pick it up, they'll really enjoy this one. And hey, if you've never played a story-driven puzzle game before, then you could definitely start here. This looks like a really cool, interesting one with high production values, and there's a PS5 game as well, for a low price, which is really good. Pretty much the only reason I'd say not to pick this up is if you're not into the story or the idea around it, with the time travel elements and the multiple changes and endings. But hey, if you're not interested in that, don't worry, there's plenty more story-driven puzzle games around, so you'll have plenty more to choose from in other videos. So don't forget to subscribe, and then you won't miss your other options when they're on sale next. We have another 2D game next, Jotun Valhalla Edition. It was released in 2016, so it's 9 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £1.79, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, for non-PS Plus members, which is great because who wants to pay more just because you don't have PS Plus? In this 2D action-adventure, you play as Thora, a Viking who died an inglorious death, and now must prove herself to the gods by fighting the giant Jotun elementals in order to ascend to Valhalla. It features beautiful hand-drawn graphics and a load of Norse mythology as well. I really love games that have hand-drawn graphics like this. They're just so beautiful, especially when you see them in motion. They're so good to look at. Now obviously a game's nothing if it doesn't have substance, but this game does. It got great reviews, people seem to enjoy it, it's been around a while, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it as well. So if you're a fan of 2D action adventures, or you're just a fan of Norse mythology, and especially if you really like hand-drawn graphics, then I think you'll really enjoy this game. So if it's piqued your interest and you're a fan of this sort of thing, definitely take a look. It might just be a really cool game for you to play, especially at this low price. And hey, if you've never played a 2D action adventure before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really decent game for a low price. Pretty much the only reason I'd say not to pick this up is if you're not into the Norse mythology or the story. But don't worry if that's the case, there's a load of games in this genre, so you'll have many more to choose from in future videos instead. Prey Digital Deluxe Edition is our next game. It was released in 2018, so it's 7 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £6.99, which is a really great deal, especially as this edition includes £16 worth of DLC, including the new Moon Crash game mode, multiplayer mode, and an exclusive VR campaign as well, so if you've got a PSVR 1, then you'll really enjoy that. That's a great bonus, that is. In this FPS, you are the subject of an experiment that goes horribly wrong, and now the space station you're on is infested with aliens, and you must rely on your wits, weapons, and newly gained abilities to survive and make it out alive. Now, this game was a reboot of an old series, and I know it was a bit of a disappointment to fans of the originals because it basically wasn't in line with it, and from my understanding, they might as well have just started a new franchise and not called it Prey, just to avoid the annoyance from the old fans. But aside from that, it was a really good game, it reviewed really well, people really enjoyed it, and it was pretty much loved by everyone. The story mode is really cool, and the idea of the aliens being able to camouflage themselves as objects within the world is really good. For a horror FPS, it plays really well on that, and it's supposed to be really good. So if you're a fan of FPSs and you like a bit of horror with them, then definitely take a look at this. It's a really cool, high production, good quality game for a really good price, with a load of extra content included. So you can't really ask for much more than that really. If you're tempted, definitely check it out. It's well worth your time if you give it a chance. And hey, if you've never played an FPS before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It's a really good game with a lot of content included, but you can get a load of big AAA ones for about the same price and cheaper as well, and even big bundles of 3 games or more for about the same price as this as well. So you have much better deals than this to choose from. But hey, if you're really into horror games as well, and you want a good FPS horror game, this is a really good game, and you get a lot for your money. So if you really like the look of it, then pick it up. But if not, you will have other options in future videos. Up next is my star by South Park, The Stick of Truth, and The Fractured Butthole. It was released in 2018, so it's 7 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £7.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, as this comes with 2 full games from a massive franchise, and I've never seen it this cheap before. Now, just so you know, it doesn't come with any DLC, so you are missing the season pass for The Fractured Butthole, which is the second game, so you might have to pick that up separately, or maybe pick up the games individually, which will work out more expensive, but it depends on the discounts. As long as you're aware you don't get the season pass, make the judgment yourself. Oh, and on a side note as well, the games are censored on PlayStation. The only uncensored versions are on PC, so... Oh man, I don't know. Why have a South Park game if you have to censor it? Just be like, nah, we don't want it. That's just like stupid. If you allow the game, just allow it with all of the jokes involved. It's a South Park game, what do you expect, Sony? Grow up. But anyway, you can get them on PC if you want them uncensored. But if you're okay with that, they did censor it in a funny way where they made a joke of it being censored. So some people have said the censored version is actually better, but I don't know. I kind of think they shouldn't have messed with it, but at least they made the most of it, I guess. These games are both RPGs, and in the first game you must arm yourself with weapons of legend to defeat the underpants gnomes, hippies, and other evil as well. And in the second game, darkness is spread across the land, and you must create a superhero and work with others to save South Park. Now, both of these games were massively popular when they came out, and especially among South Park fans, which is the best praise you can give them. If South Park fans loved them, then you know they're good, which is no surprise because they're made by Matt and Trey, who made South Park. So of course they're good. They have literally the same creators. So hey, if you're a fan of South Park, or you just have a really dark sense of humor, be warned, you need one for these games. They're really good RPGs, but they're also really funny games as well. Like I said, if you're a massive fan of South Park, or you just have a dark sense of humor and you like RPGs, definitely take a look at these. They're really cool and I think you'll really enjoy them. Like I said, they're my star buy. They're well worth your time and money, I promise. And hey, if you've never played an RPG before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. If you know what you're getting yourself in for and you have a dark sense of humour, then yeah, great. You're getting 2 big AAA games with a load of content included and a load of jokes to go along with it, which is really good. But if you're not a fan of South Park or you don't have a dark sense of humour, you definitely want to stay clear. So, make up your mind about that yourself. I can't judge that for you. But hey, if you do want to pick them up, they're great games. Definitely take a look. but if not, you'll have plenty more games to choose from in future videos, so don't forget to subscribe. We have a Metroidvania Next, SteamWorld Dig 2. It was released in 2017, so it's 8 years old, and it's on at least an 85% discount for the low price at £2.39 or £1.59 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. In this game, when an old trading town is struck by mysterious earthquakes, it is up to you to uncover the terrors beneath the earth by exploring dangerous tunnels and fighting shadowy creatures. Maybe you'll even find your old friend, who knows? Why not dig deeper and find out? Now, the first game, when it came out, was an indie hit. It was huge, people seemed to really enjoy it, and it was pretty popular. It was talked about a lot by everyone, and it did the rounds pretty well. It was very successful, and since then there's been a stream of games from the developer, and they've all been well reviewed, and people seem to really enjoy them. So at this point, he's got really good pedigree, and this game's no exception. It's got great reviews, people seem to really enjoy it, and it seems to be a really good example of the Metroidvania genre. So if you're a fan of the SteamWorld Dig series, especially the first game, then you'll really enjoy this game. And if you're a fan of Metroidvanias like I am, I really love this genre. It's such a good genre and there's so much fun to play. And you get some really good and varied stories and themes as well, which is really cool. It's a great example and it's got great pedigree. So if you're a fan of this genre or the series, or you just like the look of it, then definitely check it out. It's a really great game that's well worth your time. And hey, if you've never played a Metroidvania before, then you could start here. It's a really good game at a low price from a really good franchise. But there is a massive amount of games in this genre, and a lot of them are really, really good. So you do have a lot of choice. So if you like the look of this one, definitely check it out. But if not, you will have plenty of other options with a lot of different stories and themes to choose from. So don't forget to subscribe, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. The Technomancer is our next game. It was released in 2016, so it's 9 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £1.79, which is a pretty decent deal. In this action RPG, you are about to become a Technomancer, capable of harnessing destructive electrical abilities amplified by cybernetic implants. When you become embroiled in a plot to uncover the truth behind the Technomancers while avoiding capture, to survive and get to the bottom of the mystery. It features 4 different combat skill trees, craftable equipment and weapons, and dynamic conversations that affect the story and the world. Now, when this game came out, it was a big disappointment. People expected a lot from it, and it was pretty buggy, and people just really didn't like it. It kind of flopped when it came out. But hey, since then, they've fixed a lot of the bugs, and it's really cheap now. So as long as you don't have high expectations, then this might be a game for you to check out. It's really cheap, it's got pretty high production values, and some cool ideas. It may not be the most polished game, or the most popular game, but it's definitely not the worst game, and it's not terrible either. So if you like the look of it, for this price, you get a lot for your money, as long as you're willing to go in with an open mind, and ignore the reviews from when it launched. So hey, if you're willing to take a chance, why not check it out? It might just surprise you. And hey, if you've never played an action RPG before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. Like I said, it didn't have the best start, and you can get much bigger AAA legendary ones for not too much more than this. But hey, if you really like the look at this one, it is dirt cheap, and it's not the worst. So if you're really tempted, then check it out. But if not, you have much better options. So don't forget to subscribe, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. And the final game I have for you is Watch Dogs 2 Gold Edition. It was released in 2016, so it's 9 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the price of £6.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, as this edition includes the Season Pass, including the extra missions, co-op modes, and customization items as well. So you're getting the best version of the game, with all of the good content included, which is great. Now there is an Ultimate Edition or something like that, but it only includes some cosmetics, it doesn't include much more for the extra money. So it's up to you, I wouldn't buy that, I'd buy this one. That's why I'm recommending this one. But just so you're aware, there is another one with some extra, what I would consider pointless stuff included. In this open world game, CTOS 2.0, an invasive OS, is being used to manipulate citizens, and you get to play as a brilliant young hacker in San Francisco and team up with the notorious hacker group DedSec to execute the biggest hack in history to destroy CTOS 2.0 forever. Now, when Watch Dogs 1 came out, it was a pretty big deal. It was really hyped up. Ubisoft really bigged it up as the next GTA successor, and it kind of didn't live up to that. It was kind of like the first Assassin's Creed. It promised a lot, and it was very simplistic and just didn't live up to it. Now, it wasn't a bad game, but it just wasn't as good as the hype. They should have kept expectations lower, and then I think it just would have been more well received in general. But hey, the sequel, it's bigger, and just a much better game in general. The problem is, it didn't do so well when it came out. It kind of flopped, sales-wise. Now, I don't think that's because of this game. I think it's because of the first one. The first one was successful, but I think that was because of the hype. I think a lot of people bought it because of the hype and then were disappointed by it, and then that ruined their opinion of the series. So when the second one came out, they were like, I didn't really like the first one, it was rubbish compared to what I thought, and then they just never gave it a chance, which is a shame, because from my understanding, this game is much better, and it's just a really good game. So if you're a fan of GTA and you want a hacking themed one, or you're a fan of the series and you never played the second, then why not take a look at this? At this price, you're getting a really good hacking themed open world game, and I just don't think there's any other options outside of this series. Not that are this good anyway. So if you're tempted, check it out. I think it's an underappreciated game, and it's much better than people give it credit for. So why not take a look if you like the sound of it? And hey, if you never played an open world game before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It is a really good AAA quality game with a lot of content included for a good price, but there are a lot of other options, including massive AAA legendary ones as well, for about the same price. So I guess I'd say pick this up if you're really interested and you like the hacking theme, but if not, you have a lot of other options that are either the same price or cheaper than this as well, and they're much more legendary games than this. So don't forget to subscribe, and then you'll be able to make your choice when other options come on sale as well. And that's all the games I have for the Gamescom and Games Under £20 PSN sales. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the Star Buy? Did it deserve it, or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your comments below and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you found some really cool games to play, but more importantly I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Hoil Vour.